Hello, I'm Maciej Mikos and welcome back to World Talks. It's not the first time we hear about Warner Bros. Considering selling the Poland-based TVN television network, but now the news has emerged the former ruling Law and Justice Party is among the potential beneficiaries of such a transaction. Now, this comes as a surprise, to say the least, as TVN is a long-standing bastion of opposition to Law and Justice. And to discuss the issue, we are joined by Policy Director of the Future of Security Program at GLOBSEC, Marcin Zaborowski. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Good to be here.
Thank you for accepting our invitations. Good to see you too. Well, we read about three potential buyers from the US, Czech Republic and Hungary. Do we know any more details about this future transaction?
Well, actually, not that much, apart from the Hungarian offer, which in reality is an offer politically linked to the ruling Hungarian Prime Minister Viktor Orban, who obviously is in extremely good relations with Law and Justice Party. So the perception of that offer is that in reality it's about the Poland's opposition Conservative Party, Law and Justice, acquiring a stake in the biggest private television, TVN. Mm-hmm. So that's the news. That's what we know about the free offers.
That would be a huge twist. But, well, lately Viktor Orban stated that his political friends in Poland are being persecuted. But do you think he really wants to cheer them up by buying a TV station? That's a costly affair, I would say.
Well, yes, indeed. I mean, the price mentioned is 5 billion Polish zloty, so which means it's a little bit over $1 billion US. So I'm not quite sure whether it's very expensive by American standards. It might be, but what you have in exchange is the channel with the biggest outreach in the country. With the biggest audience, so it is. I would assume for the nation of close to 38 million. That's what we are at the moment. It is a powerful and an interesting instrument of influence. So it's to be reckoned with.
Right, but do you think this is the sole reason for TVN to be such a treat for the former ruling party? Why not Polsat? It's one of the other major TV companies in Poland.
Well, we can only base our response to that question on rumors, and rumors that we have is it's based on comments from some leading law and justice politicians. Some of them are quite open about saying that Law and Justice really wants to take over TVN, that Polsat is second best. That's not what they really want. Everybody knows that TVN is more professional, has bigger audience, it's wealthier, is well equipped than Polsat. Polsat is owned by Poland's own tycoon, who's been kind of friendly with Law and Justice for some time. So that would seem a more natural step there, but it's clear that Law and Justice is more ambitious, and they want to take over what's the prime TV channel, and that prime in the private broadcasting Polish market is TVN, is not Polsat.
But doesn't it smell to you of a political vengeance? As I mentioned in the very beginning, TVN is the very bastion of opposition to Law and Justice, no matter what Law and Justice does. You can be sure that the TVN will tell you it's bad.
Well, they do blame the loss in the election in October of 2023. They do blame TVN for having a share of responsibility for that. Yeah, it's for the former party, for the former ruling party, Law and Justice, and its chairman, Mr. Kaczynski. It's inconceivable to think in terms of they done something wrong to lose the election. They tend to think that they lost because TVN was against them, or the other media, acting in cahoots apparently with the former opposition is the reason why they lost this election. So having a controlling stake in the TVN in Polish, is something which is of deep symbolic value for Law and Justice.
Hmm. Now, how would it change the political stage in Poland? Because Law and Justice already has the backing of a few media outlets in Poland, and if it was to acquire somehow to acquire TVN, it would potentially absolutely dominate the channeling of information in Poland. That is for sure. And then again, probably in the future, to cement its position as the ruling party. Well, if the current ruling party has no other option. Now, the question is, do you think the Civic Coalition will do something about these plans?
That I don't know, but I can tell you that what Law and Justice is dreaming about is to have a Hungarian scenario. And Hungarian scenario is this, that you basically have almost the entire public information space, both in state-owned and privately owned, being controlled by either the ruling government or the tycoons, oligarchs close to the government itself, and with the business interests linked to the government. That's the situation that we currently have in Hungary. That's the situation that we have had in Hungary for some time. And that's the situation that that Law and Justice never really had in Poland. They were actually, as you know very well, they were retaining a tight control of the state-owned TVP, as well as the Polish radio and so on. But TVN, that's the one that we are talking about, was this space where the opposition was still prominently present, was this space where you had various views being broadcasted, and was this element of a free speech, which truly Law and Justice was never really able to control. And that is the reason why they're saying why they lost the election, and they want to have it different. They want to have it just the way the Hungarians are having, meaning with Viktor Orban pretty much controlling almost anything other than some small web-based portals, really.
Mm-hmm. TVN, a constant thorn in Law and Justice's back. Now, when do you think we should consider any? When should we expect any decision on selling the TVN channel?
Well, I think we are only in very preliminary stages at this point in time. What do we know is that TVN could be for sale because of the business decisions of Discovery Channel and Warner Bros., who basically it's a business logic. They want to close down some of the investment. They want to pursue investment somewhere else. So that's what we know. And the other thing we know is that the biggest opposition party in Poland, the Conservative Party, it really wants to acquire controlling stake through Hungarian intermediary TVN. That's what we know at this point in time. That decision, we understand, would be looked at the U.S. State Department. Because the State Department is interested in the freedom of speech in Poland being maintained. It also will be looked at the regulatory bodies in Poland. So a lot of things can happen, and it's impossible to say at this point in time. But that Law and Justice will be successful in trying to take over the controlling stake in TVN.
Marcin Zaborowski, Policy Director of the Future of Security Program at GLOBSEC, was our guest this afternoon. Thank you very much for sharing your views with us.
Thank you.
Thank you. And thank you for watching. And of course, stay with us for much more here on TVP World.